Welcome aboard, and thank you for tuning in to the Heavy Metal Truckers, where we give our thoughts and perspectives on all things heavy. We're your hosts. So in this video, we are taking a look at another viewer request from the pit. This is VOB Kentut Merdeka, something along those lines.
I think something like that.
Yeah. And who was the gracious person that donated this?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Every time.
Per usual, well, just about. I think only once or twice have I ever been ready for this question. I feel like this person's requested something before. I'm not sure. Karu Anwar Z1J.
Yeah, you. Thanks.
Him.
All right, we'll get into it. I don't think I've ever quite heard something that sounds like System of a Down sprinkled with Led Zeppelin and Chili Peppers.
Yeah. This song almost, for a while there, I thought it was going to be an instrumental, but
Same.
it almost, the whole thing, well, because of that, and throughout the whole thing, it almost felt like more of like a jam session than it did an actual song.
Very much did, and they just threw some lyrics in there.
Yeah. Which I think was a good thing for me mentally listening to the song, because I think if I had viewed it and listened to it as a single, I think I would have gotten bored halfway through because of how long it was. If this was going to be a single, it could have been less than half that long. But because I viewed it viewed it more as like a jam out session, it didn't bother me as much. It was probably still too long, but it didn't irritate me, or like I didn't get as bored as I would have if I, listened to it as a single. But I mean, their instrumental work was great. Vocals were typical for them. Is it my favorite thing I heard from them? No, but I've heard worse too. It's just kind of middle of the road. But I'm curious where this fell in terms of like how long ago this was. Like, was this earlier in their time or later?
A moment, I can actually look it up. This was released at least 4 years ago.
So
29 live at studio in 2019.
So yeah, so yeah, kind of earlier, which I kind of had a feeling maybe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gave me a little bit more of those vibes. Taking that in consideration, it improves it a little bit, because you figure this was back earlier when they started, but overall, it was all right. Didn't blow me away or nothing, but it was all right. Could have been shorter though.
So yeah, like I immediately started thinking of Led Zeppelin whenever this started, and I'm like, this is an interesting path they haven't really tread down across from my recollection. And then I kind of really started getting into it, and I'm like, okay, there's Chili Peppers, and then they just got into the main portion, and I'm like, this sounds so much like System of a Down. And funny enough, it's out of what we've been hearing, it's one of the ones I'm more partial to. But this seemed, like you said, more like a jam session, and I know people that are just very into the instrumentals, and the nuances of play styles are just gonna go absolutely crazy with conversing and talking about the intricacies and the scales and all the crap that I just don't give a flying fuck about, to be honest. Yeah, like it. I mean, it's damn good for what it is, but it just could have been a hell of a lot shorter than it was. But
yeah, no, I agree.
But yeah, I thinking back to what you said about getting bored. I honestly was starting to like it. It was literally them just jamming and kind of doing what they felt at the time, not really making something.
Yeah, that's why I said it felt more like a jam out session.
Yeah, so it's just like with all due respect to VOB, again, in my perspective, they were much better whenever they first started. And I enjoy when groups... I do enjoy when groups kind of, whenever they start and they kind of get their bearings, and then tend to unfortunately get annoyed whenever they quote unquote find their sound, because it unfortunately ends up being so modern that their sound is just a cookie cutter mess of what everyone else is doing. And in this case, I kind of wish they fucking would change up their sound, because I'm like, bizarrely, it's the slightest variation of everything we've heard for me.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, I can, yeah.
And I know it's going to piss some people off, but I'm getting to the point kind of where Frosty is I'm just getting tired of hearing them. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know how many videos we've done of them, probably at least 10 or 15 by now, but it's like the only one that has actually been interesting up to this fucking point is the very first one we did.
Renegade Sheep.
Yeah, Renegade Sheep, and that was the only interesting one, and it's just been feeling like the same goddamn thing without hardly any kind of variation. And of course, if you're going to go into, well, they did this and this part and that part, and so that makes it, no. I find more differences in black metal than this.
And it's not so much that, at least I think this is where we're going. It's not so much difference, like variation in the song itself, like changing tempos, as it is each song is sounding very similar.
Yes, it's sounding very similar. Yeah. It's like, how best to describe it? Because, I mean, I guess I can describe it this way. Yes, Lamb of God, for instance, like, yes, I'm a big fan of theirs and whatnot, but it's like, you can hear Omerta, and then you can hear, like, Walk With Me in Hell or some of their recent releases, and then you can tell it's a completely different track, just because of the way they've constructed it. You take Behemoth, you take At the Left Hand of God, and then you take like Deathless Sun, like drastically different tracks, but yet like sonically they're fairly similar, but it's like, again, they've restructured it.
So would you say they're falling into the trap that a lot of metalcore bands are falling into? Modern ones anyway.
Yes, they're doing the same goddamn thing with just slight variations.
Yeah.
And again, like, I hear more separations and everything in black metal. Like, the only group that, and again, this is their early material, that literally almost everything sounded the same, and I couldn't tell when a track began and ended realistically, was Belphegor's earlier material or something, just because it was very raw black and death metal, and it's like, this is what that has become. And so, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and stop because I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but I mean, for the people that enjoy it, it's a continuation of what they enjoy, and so for them, it's fantastic. For me, I'm getting tired of it. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and end this video there. I do still thank the person that recommended this to us. It is still very much appreciated. Yeah, until next time, guys, keep rolling heavy.